Okay, in this lecture we are going to see purely inductive circuit. Okay, so as you can see, okay, in this lecture we are going to see purely inductive circuit. As you can see the circuit diagram, the purely inductive circuit has a supply voltage source which is V is equal to Vm sine of omega t, and only one component connected across it, which is the pure inductor or a L. That's why it is called as the purely inductive circuit. And there is no other component rather than purely inductor. So the current flows through the inductor or current flows through the circuit is I, which is the instantaneous current. So this is the simplest diagram of the purely inductive circuit. If you see the waveforms of the purely inductive circuit, there are two waveforms, voltage waveform and current waveform. And you can see that the voltage waveform is ahead of pi by 2 radian than the current waveform. Okay, this is because there is a property of inductor which is the if the alternating voltage applied across the inductor, then the current flows through the inductor lags behind voltage by 90 degree. Okay, so you can say in two ways that voltage leads current by 90 degree or a current lags voltage by 90 degree. So voltage is always ahead by pi by 2 radian than the current. So that's why we get this kind of waveforms. So we can say that current lags voltage by 90 degree. So next one is the phasor diagram. So already we have studied what is the phasor diagram or what is the phasor. Phasor is just a straight line, okay, and the length of phasor is equal to the peak value of alternating quantity, and one arrow indicated at one side which indicates the direction of rotation of phasor, which is the anticlockwise direction. Okay, so let us draw phasors for voltage across inductor VL and current through inductor, which is the IL. So draw any one phasor on the reference axis. Okay, so on a reference axis we are going to draw the current phasor, which is IL. Notation is IL and its peak value is IL. So we can say its peak value is IL and its notation is IL also. So if you want to draw the phasor diagram for the voltage, so if you see in the waveform, voltage leads current by pi by 2 radian or a 90 degree. So if you draw the current phasor on x-axis, we have to draw the voltage phasor by 90 degree ahead, which is on a y-axis. So you can draw the current phasor on a x-axis and voltage phasor on a y-axis. So with the observation of phasor diagram, we can also say that current lags voltage VL by 90 degree or voltage VL leads current by 90 degree. So that is the phasor diagram for voltage and current for the purely inductive circuit. So voltage and current equation. So voltage equation is V is equal to Vm sine of 2 pi ft, which is already given in the first sentence. So if the voltage equation is equal to V is equal to Vm sine of 2 pi ft, and if you see the diagram, current lags voltage by 90 degree. So current equation becomes current is I, which is equal to Im sine of 2 pi ft minus 90. Why it is minus 90? Because if we compare the current with respect to voltage, current lags voltage by 90 degree. That's why 2 pi ft minus 90. In purely inductive circuit, there is a phase difference of 90 degree between voltage and current lags voltage by 90 degree. Okay, then impedance of inductive circuit. So already we have studied what is impedance. So basically impedance is the total opposition offered by resistor, capacitor and inductor to flow of alternating current. Okay, and there are there are two ways with which we can represent the impedance. First one is the inductive rectangular form, which is Z is equal to R plus JX, and one is the polar form, Z is equal to mod of Z at the angle of theta or phi. So let us see in a rectangular form, Z is equal to R plus JX. In the purely inductive circuit, there is a no resistive part, so R becomes 0 plus J X. Actually X is nothing but XL minus XA, so XC also 0, that's why which is equal to 0 plus JXL, which is equal to JXL ohm. In polar form, Z is equal to mod of Z at the angle of phi. Mod of Z is equal to under root of R square plus X square, which is the standard equation. which is equal to under root of r is 0, 0 square plus xl square is equal to xl, and theta is equal to tan inverse of x by r, which is also standard equation, which is equal to tan inverse of xl. X is nothing but xl minus xc. Xc is 0, that's why tan inverse of xl upon 0. So xl upon 0 is nothing but infinity, and tan inverse of infinity is 90. So z is equal to xl at the angle of 90 degree. Ohm. Unit of impedance is ohm. Next one is the active power in purely inductive circuit. So P is equal to VI cos of theta. So active power, there are three basic types of powers: active power, reactive power, and apparent power. Active power is nothing but the power consumed by load, and formula for active power is the P is equal to VI cos of theta. But theta is 90 degree. Phase difference of between voltage and current is 90 degree. That's why theta is 90 degree. Hence cos 90 is equal to 0. Power consumed by inductor is also 0. So active power consumed by load is 0. P is equal to 0. Energy in purely inductive circuit. So energy is power into time. As the power 0, energy also 0. So in purely inductive circuit, energy consumption is also 0. So with this, we have studied the purely inductive circuit. So if we summarize this, in purely inductive circuit there is only one component, which is the inductor, and supply voltage V is equal to Vm sin of omega t. Instantaneous current flow, which is I. If you see the waveforms, voltage and current waveform, as the property of inductor, the current flows through inductor lags behind voltage by 90 degree. So the voltage aheads current by pi by 2 radian. If we see the phasor diagram also, which indicates that current lags voltage by 90 degree. Also that difference is shown in current equation. I is equal to Im sin of 2 pi ft minus 90, and impedance in rectangular form is jxl ohm, and in polar form is xl at the angle of 90 degree ohm. Active power in inductive circuit is 0, and energy consumed by inductive circuit is also 0. Okay.